Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, as always, and I welcome you to my channel. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been sending my way. I'm so grateful that you guys are liking my content, that you've been commenting on it, subscribing, and doing all that amazing stuff. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about a healing modality that I've been practicing for a few months now that I really love. I have no words to describe how life-changing and transformational this modality has been for me. In addition to all the other stuff that I'm doing, this has been transformational for me. And that's saying a lot because I already do a lot of things to go deep within and to learn more about myself, where I'm going, where I'm coming from, what do I want from life and all that. I have a really long and strong morning routine, and I do it every single day. I meditate, I journal, I do my breathing exercises, and a lot of interesting things happen with that. But I just absolutely love this new thing that I've been trying out, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's going to be a really important tool for a lot of you individuals that are listening to this. I think actually, just like meditation, I think everyone on this planet should meditate. Just like that, I feel like everyone on this planet should tremor. And the modality that I'm speaking about is tremoring, or TRE. And TRE is basically tension and trauma releasing exercise. So it's TRE. And it's really interesting to me when I first started doing it, how it transformed the way I looked at my body and about body work, and how the connection between the body and the mind is so much more powerful than we can imagine. Okay? So I'm just going to give you a brief spiel or a brief synopsis of what it is. You can obviously go Google it and learn more about it that way, but I wanted to give you my synopsis of it. So TRE is basically developed by David Berceli, Dr. Berceli, and he observed in war-torn countries when he was going to different refugee camps or different countries like that, where there was a lot of bombs and other traumatic events happening, like Sudan and other places. He noticed that whenever a bomb would fall or anything like that would happen, all of the people, all human beings in the vicinity would go into a fetal position. So the parents, the adults, the children, even like animals, dogs, cats, everything, they would just kind of go into a fetal position. But what happened after that was that the children would shake uncontrollably in his arms. So after the event, after it had ended, they would shake, they would tremor in his arms, and then they would go off and they would play. They would just play as if nothing happened, So they had released that trauma. But adults, even though they felt like shaking, and they would, Dr. Berceli would talk to them and they would be like, yes, I felt the shake come through, but I restricted myself and I controlled myself and I made myself rigid because I didn't want to seem weak in front of people, or I didn't want to seem uncool, or whatever it might be, whatever terms they might have used. And from that, he kind of developed this technique, the TRE technique, where basically you do a bunch of exercises, 6 or 7, to tire out those muscles that are actually making us rigid, that are holding us in place, that are keeping us rigid and inflexible. And they're easy exercises. They're not exercises that everyone on this planet could probably do them. And mostly if you're physically able, you can do these exercises. And so you do these exercises, you tire out the muscles that are holding you rigid. And then what happens is that your instinctual mechanism, that is just instinct, by instinct, your nervous system has this mechanism in it that allows you to shake. So basically your brainstem, or that instinctual part of your brain, connects with your body and is able to allow you to shake in order to release stored up trauma from a long time ago. And so, as I said, I started doing this a few months ago. I discovered it by chance 2-3 years ago. And the first time I did it, it's a really odd experience because you're lying there on the ground and your body is shaking, but you're not actually shaking your body. It's not your thinking mind that is shaking your body. It's not like you're saying, okay, so now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to shake my body. It doesn't happen that way. You basically let go, you do those exercises, and then your body starts shaking, like tremoring in a way, like basically just like a little bit of tremor or a lot of tremor, depending on how much trauma you have stored up or how reactive you are to the modality. And so, for me, I tremored very easily, and it makes me wonder why. Some people are more open to it perhaps, or just there's a lot of trauma perhaps, whatever it might be. it was really easy for me to tremor the first time around. And I noticed that not only did I sleep much better than the night after, I felt a lot of release in my body. My body felt lighter. My mind felt lighter. I was smiling a lot more. I felt less afraid of the world in a lot of different ways. I was less afraid of strangers or strange situations. And also, not only that, I felt obviously not only my body felt a lot of release, my mind felt a lot of release. I just felt good in general, just like a sort of joy that you can't really explain where it's coming from or why it's there. It's just there. So from that experience, I gathered that this is a really, really powerful healing modality. Oh, and one more thing that happened to me the first time around that I did it was that I cried. And it wasn't that I was crying because I wanted to cry or there was something that was making me sad. It was that I cried by instinct, my eyes were crying. Basically, my eyes were crying. But just to say that it wasn't coming from my heart. It probably was coming from my heart, but it wasn't connected to any kind of specific sadness that I was feeling. It's just that there were emotions coming out. Obviously, there was some kind of release going on, and my eyes started crying. So I had tears in my face, and I didn't realize that I was actually crying until I touched my face and it was wet. And so that in itself showed me as well that there is so much random stuff, interesting stuff, sadness, emotion, feelings, trauma, so much stuff that's actually stored in our body that we're absolutely unaware of, right? We don't know that it's actually there until and unless we do these kind of these body work exercises where we release all of this stuff that's stored in our muscles, stored in our tendons, stored in our heart, stored in all the different parts of our bodies. And we can't really just do these kind of things by writing about it. I journal, I meditate, but all of that is coming from the thinking mind. And that's one of the reasons I love TREs, because you don't actually need to know what the trauma is exactly about. You can eventually figure it out, I'm sure. But you don't actually need to know while you're doing TRE what the trauma is about, what you're releasing, what exactly happened. You don't actually talk about it, you don't think about it, you don't analyze it, you don't do any of that stuff. You just release it. You just let go of it without analyzing it, without talking about it. And that's one of the reasons I love it, is because I really don't want to live in the past anymore. I've done that a lot. I do that a lot still. I live in the past. I think about what happened, analyze it, overanalyze it, overthink about it. I'm sick of that. I just don't want to do that anymore. I want to move to the present moment. I want to live in the present. And TRE really helps with that, because it really grounds you in the present moment and makes you realize that you're safe and secure in this moment. It makes you feel safe in your body. It makes you feel safe in this world. And that's one of the reasons I love it for everyone, because I think one of the things that we're missing in this world right now, for most human beings, we feel insecure, we feel unsafe in the world because of all the stuff that's going on. And also we feel ungrounded. A lot of individuals have lost that sense of grounding, not only because we live in cities and far away from nature, but also because we spend a lot of times in high heels and we're not really connected to the ground. We spend a lot of time in leather shoes and we don't connect our feet to the ground. We don't ground ourselves to the earth. There's so many reasons for it, right? We've lost a lot of our sense of grounding. And so TRE is really great for bringing us back to our ground, bringing us back to center, bringing us back to our bodies, and reconnecting us to our bodies, but also building that mind-body connection, that instinctual part of our brain that's probably, from years and years of diluting it, has completely gone to shit. And so it really helps us build it again, build that neural connection. So as I said, I've been doing this for a few months now, and I've really been enjoying it. Every single time I do it, it's a completely different experience. Some days I'll get out of it and I'll feel a lot of joy come out. Some days I'll get out of it and I'll feel a lot of sadness come out. Some days I'll get out of it and it'll just be very neutral, because maybe perhaps I didn't go right deep into it, or there was something that was missing. So it's really interesting to me how each of those experiences have brought a new perspective into me, into myself, and into my mind-body connection. It really has strengthened and made me realize that I really was disconnected from my body. I knew that, really, if we thought about it. I really did know that. I forget to eat, I forget to sleep, I forget to drink water. So I know that my mind-body connection is a little bit iffy. But just to kind of realize and to kind of come into it again and to do TRE and realize how much stronger my connection could be, that has really changed my perspective on the whole situation. So I would actually recommend, if you have the possibility, if you live in a country where they provide TRE, just go online and search for it. It's called Trauma and Tension Releasing Exercise, TRE, or tremoring, all shaking. There's a lot of different ways of calling it. So go search for it. And if you can, do one of those sessions with a provider. It's just, I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm not getting sponsored, nothing like that. I really, really do believe that this is such a powerful modality especially for INFJs, the channel that the people that this channel is geared towards. We're so disconnected from our bodies, first of all. We're so not grounded. We always feel unsafe and insecure in this world. There's so many things going on that can really be changed and transformed by the act of tremoring. And I really believe in this modality. I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't believe in it. And I've actually practiced it, so I know what it's all about. So if you do have a chance, please do go check it out. Go try it out. Don't talk about it. Talking about it doesn't help. Go and actually do the tremoring and then see the release that your body feels. It's such a powerful way of releasing trauma. I really love it. I really want you guys to try it if you can. If you are in a country that offers it, just go at least once to see what it's all about. And I know it. I know if you go once, you're going to be hooked, because I know I've taken people, in the beginning they're really skeptical and they're like, what is this about? And they actually do it and they're just absolutely addicted to the process of it, of realizing how powerful it can be to be connected in such a way. So again, if you guys have any questions at all about this or about anything else that I've spoken about, please let me know. All my contact information is in the description below, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.